We're at Westhope, North Dakota. We're 1 mile south of Westhope, be 7 miles from the Canadian border. I guess we call it God's country up here, but it's kind of a breezy day today. But been farming about 35 years. Have a little over 1,800 acres, 430 of it, which I rent out to a neighbor that takes pretty good care of it. And I did that when I had some knee surgery about 5 years ago. Then my dad got sick, so I couldn't handle it all at the time. So it's mostly wheat, durum, barley, canola, flax. I guess all spring I had trouble with a pain in my abdomen, and I just thought it would go away. Maybe it was an ulcer, and I went to a doctor in June, and he had an x-ray taken, and it showed a mass or a blockage in my colon. Then I got progressed from there to
having a colonostomy
and determined it was cancer. And then after that, it was on to the surgeon and the hospital, and that was on September
13th.
August
13th.
August 13th.
Yes.
Forget about time when you're not doing anything.
Yep.
And then spent almost 10 days in the hospital after that, and home since then. So, but it was definitely colon cancer. They took 8 inches of my colon and sewed it back together, and it
next step is he has to go tomorrow and have a PET scan done and a chest x-ray, and then the oncologist will look everything over and determine if he might need some precautionary treatments. We're hoping he doesn't, but if he does, that's the way it will be.
Yeah.
He couldn't lift,
yeah.
He couldn't climb.
Sitting in the vehicle, when I go to Minot, I gotta loosen things up. I carry a pair of extra, we call them sweatpants, jog pants. So I got a little extra stretch, I got to change. When the neighbors come over to do the flax on Saturday, the one says, "You want to get on the combine?" I said, I'd love to get up there, but that's a long ways. We've heard about Farm Rescue quite a few times over the course of the years, seeing them on TV and news articles and that, but in our situation we heard about them through the computer and our daughter on the internet, and some other people saying we should contact them for some help. My nephew works at Capital RV, and he suggested also that I go with filling out the application, because they are a sponsor and they help provide trailers and things for the people to use, the volunteers, in the field and out of the field.
And they were so gracious to let him off.
Yeah.
To come up and help.
Gave him about 4 or 5 days to come up and help things that I couldn't do that he could do. Running the auger and keeping things going and things. Bins in line and
trucks moving.
Trucks moving, yeah. Once they got going, that couldn't keep them away. We had gotten the application over the internet and looked at it and kind of went, gee, they're not going to come up and do the whole crop waiting from stage to stage. So on a Monday I called down to the office, and they went through it and said what they do, and we applied for some help, and they would either come and do the wheat or the flax. So it turned out to be a real timely situation at the time. So did a tremendous job. They got it set. The thing that we had trouble with was the weather, a lot of heavy dew in the morning, and it just wouldn't dry out. And finally we found a field that we could go on and just started going, and started on a Friday.
They did a sample on Thursday. And by late Friday afternoon they could start doing some harvesting. Yeah. And Saturday, and they went all day long. Yeah. And on Sunday they finished it up. Yeah. Excellent crew. Yeah. Very polite. I mean, just outgoing people.
They got along real good together. A lot of good-natured ribbing.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, they kept themselves alert.
The People State Bank and the People State Agency of Westhope donated the room so that the 3 farm rescue men could stay up at the hotel, and had a couple donate the breakfast so that they could have a good hearty breakfast in the morning. And then a lot of the organization and people in the community donated food and drinks and stuff, so then I could make the meals for the noon and the supper evening.
Just had to be contacted when to bring them out.
Yep.
When they were hungry or when they were ready to go. So yeah, well, that worked out great. Smokey Wright was from Minot. Lowell Rothman was from down by the Washburn area. And then Bill, I can't pronounce his last name right. Crumruddy was from down by Voltaire. Yeah. Well, they're retired farmers that still
have an interest in farming and helping others.
They know what they're doing. So
the application that we found on the internet and called down there to ask some questions before we did fill it out. Once we were online with them and started filling it out, it took a matter of minutes. I mean, they were very helpful to us to explain things, what we needed to send to them, so that if we met their need, you know, their approval and everything. So no, it was very easy.
RDO equipment has sent out probably one of the bigger combines that they have on hand, and it, compared to my 8820, it's about 2.5 times as big and does a tremendous job. I'd probably still be combining the wheat if I had to do it myself. And as you can see, it's going to be rain again, so we didn't need to have that. So no, they could cover a lot of acres, and they seem to get her set right, and didn't have any trouble.
Well, I just think it's great that these sponsors out there, Walmart, Bremer Bank, RDO, can help an organization that can go out and help others in need. It's just, to me, is just a great thing.
Well, you don't realize how many farmers the last couple of years have needed help, not through their own choosing, but medical and accidents come up. And then for sponsors to pick up on this man's dream of helping people, that's truly amazing. It just blows you away on that people are that willing to go that extra mile and help. So that really means something. Farm Rescue did a tremendous job, came up when they said they were going to come, and it just worked out to a T. And got started and just kept going.
And not knowing these volunteers that came up to help us, by the time they left, we sure knew them.
Yep.
I mean, they were very, just great guys.
Yeah. I would encourage anybody that had a medical or disaster type loss or whatever to apply for Farm Rescue, because, you know, like a guy says, you feel pride, and you know your neighbors would come in and help, but it's crunch time for them, and they need to get their crops off, and this just unbelievable what they come in and help you do and get it done in a timely fashion. I thought that was amazing. They come in, they roll in the driveway and get her unloaded, and where's the field? And they're ready to go. And sometimes you gotta bury your pride and apply for help. And it's kind of the farmer's nature to want to try and do it himself. But if there's help out there, try and get help.